Signing number 8 is through the door at Boro as Kaly has joined from Lausanne. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Might have butchered the pronunciation of both the player and the club he's come from in the beginning of the video, but regardless, Boro have made their 8th signing of the summer. Kaly has joined from Lausanne in Switzerland. He is a huge centre forward and has been the illustrious centre forward that Boro have been chasing for a long time. It's a big addition to the squad. We've talked about it. We've observed it and spoke about it for quite a while now that Boro have needed a second option up front alongside Tommy Conway, and we've finally gotten one through the door. It was left wing back and striker. We've had Matt Targett in this week. Now Sene's come through the door as well. So 2 crucial positions that Boro have filled in, and I think most importantly with Sene, he is an alternative option to Conway. He's not similar, he's different in profile, he's a much bigger striker, much more physical, and I think will definitely give us a different option either in-game or just to help Conway with the load, because of course he's pretty much had to carry the whole thing for himself so far, which has been a lot for him. So Sene is in, and this is what has been said in terms of the deal. This is from the Northern Echo, of course. Dom Shaw, the legend, has said Middlesbrough have completed the signing of striker Kaly, who has put pen to paper on a 4-year contract at the Riverside. Boro are understood to have paid £1.4 million for the 24-year-old. It's an absolute bargain. Who arrived in the UK early this week to put the finishing touches to his move from Lausanne Sport, which has now been finalised. He has instantly taken the number 20 shirt off of Finn Azaz and told the club website, "I'm very excited to get started. It's a big challenge for me, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm not a striker who thinks only about scoring. I give my best on the pitch every game and run a lot for my teammates, not just to attack but also to defend, because that's also so important. I'm really looking forward to playing in front of the fans and playing for this club." The capture of Sene is a major boost for Boro, who have prioritised the signing of a centre forward all summer and have been patient in their pursuit. Sene is understood to have had options in France, Spain and the US this summer, but made it clear it was a move to Boro that he wanted. He's the second new signing through the door this week, with Matt Targett having joined on loan from Newcastle. But Boro remain interested in signing one more forward ahead of Monday's deadline, with talks continuing on that front. Boro are also expecting fringe players to leave in the next 72 hours. Leave your predictions on who they'll be in the comments section below. Sene will provide crucial competition for Tommy Conway, who has been the only recognised striker in the squad for the early weeks of the season. And with the new recruit arrives in fine form, having scored 3 goals in 3 games in the Swiss Super League this season. He was also on target 3 times in the Conference League qualifiers. His former team qualified for the Conference League after winning 1-0 at Besiktas last night, which of course was the end of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's spell as Besiktas manager. But Sene wasn't involved in that game, having already travelled to UK to undergo his medical. He came through the ranks at Juventus as youth setup before moving to Basel. He had a couple of spells out on loan before joining Lausanne. So yeah, in terms of him as a striker, I'm not going to pretend to know all that much about him. I think just looking at him, he will definitely, as I say, offer a much more physical presence up front. But even with him being a bigger, more physical forward, he still seems to be a pressing machine. He even alluded to it in his interview about working hard off the ball. He seems like he is a striker who is already ready-made and built in and has bought in to what we've heard from Rob Edwards and what he wants from his forward players. So that's good. He seems to fit the bill and fill a gap that we needed to fill. Looking at his numbers, I think for £1.5 million and a backup centre forward, I think his numbers are more than good, more than fine. You know, Conway is the number 9. He is the main man up front, of course, but you know, his recent time at Lausanne in Switzerland, as you say, already this season, 6 goals in 8 appearances, so he's having a very good season so far. Last year, 7 goals, 5 assists in 39 appearances, so that's 12 goal contributions in 40 games, so just less than 1 in 3. It was again around 1 in 3 the season before. 12 goals he hit that season with 3 assists in 38 appearances, and if you even go back to, I think a loan spell he had at Grasshopper in 21-22, 10 goals in 25 appearances with 4 assists, so that's almost 1 in 2, or it pretty much is 1 in 2, so yeah, what I've noticed about his numbers is he's a decent goal scorer, but he also has quite a few assists to his name for a centre-forward as well, which I think shows that maybe he is also a centre-forward who isn't afraid to create, bring his teammates into play and supply goals as well as score them. Boro have done a really good piece on their website, a get-to-know piece, which I don't normally read all that much of, but I found actually quite interesting when it comes to a player we don't really know much about. It speaks of where he was born, 2001, that makes me feel old. He was spotted by Italian giants Juventus, who he signed for in 2018, played for their youth side, scoring 10 in 31, which, isn't bad. At 19, he went to Switzerland to join Basel, was loaned out to a Cypriot side in Cyprus, of course, came back to Basel, had a further loan move to Grasshoppers, where, as we alluded to there, he was a key figure, scoring 2 braces early in his time at the club and a hat-trick against St. Gallen. One of those goals against St. Gallen was voted Grasshoppers' goal of the season, which was a superb bicycle kick, which I have seen on YouTube compilations. He returned to Basel in 2022, stayed there another year before joining Lausanne, who had just been promoted to the Swiss top flight, scoring 12 goals in his first season, 7 in his second, and 8 assists across 2 campaigns, which, as I say, I think is really, really impressive. And then it finishes by saying, obviously, 2025-26 season, he started in stunning fashion. 3 goals in Lausanne's first 3 opening league games and 3 goals in the Conference League qualifiers as well. So, overall, I'm happy with this signing. As I say, if he was a starter in the Championship, you'd maybe be a little bit, concerned. But I think for a player, maybe a bit like Kante, he's going to come here. No pressure on him being thrown in straight off the bat in the deep end. I think he can come in, he can get used to his surroundings, he can chip in a couple of minutes here and there, play sort of in behind Conway, come off the bench from time to time to start with, and just bed himself in, hopefully, slowly but surely. But I think for his goal-scoring record, 1.5 million, I think it's a low fee. I think Boro will be very happy with that, and it is, of course, a position we have pursued for a very, very long time, and maybe he was the alternative when the move for Czekszabali fell through, of course, from Metz. But yeah, welcome to Kaly Sene. Hopefully he has a good time here at Boro, and of course we will keep tabs on what happens between now and the end of the window, because as mentioned, Boro are going to look for one more attacking option, I assume, with the money we've gotten from Finn Azaz, and fringe players will be out the door. I'm going to predict Micah Hamilton, Alex Gilbert on loans. I think Marcus Force as a permanent, and maybe Dan Barlassa as well as a permanent or a loan. Not too sure which. But let me know your thoughts on this edition in the comment section below. And as always, if you've enjoyed the video, hit a like on the video, subscribe for much more, and we'll be back across the weekend tomorrow to review whatever happens at home to Sheffield United. But until then, guys, take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.